Hola chicos, we're going to talk today about something that you already know something about. E to IE stem changing verbs. We've done tener, had the stem change. Tienes, tiene, tienen. We've done venir, vienes, viene, vienen. You understand that you don't stem change the nosotros or vosotros. What's going to make these different is that with tener and venir, we were dealing with an irregular yo form. Well, there's going to be no irregular yo here. These are all going to be what we like to call true shoe verbs. So E to IE stem changing verbs, we know the nickname for them is shoe verbs. And when I say true shoe, what I mean is that we always had to make room on the top left hand side in the yo form for that scrunchy sock. It wasn't part of the stem change because it was irregular yo, tengo or vengo when we did venir. These are true shoe verbs, meaning even the yo form is going to have that irregular yo. What's going to be the challenge for us is paying attention to whether the verb ending is an AR, ER, or IR, because that's going to affect the endings we pick. All right? So the question here becomes, are we dealing with an AR verb? We're going to have some AR verbs. We are going to have some ER verbs. And we are going to have some IR verbs. So let's deal with each of these. Here we go. So let's talk about an AR verb. Now our AR verbs, let's go over here to our chart and fill in the ones that we need to know. Right now we're going to focus on these three verbs. They are cerrar, which I just typed in, which is not necessary, which means to close. There we go. My goodness. We're going to also deal with empezar. Empezar meaning to begin or start something. Now, empezar has a little asterisk by it. I'll explain that in a moment. And last but not least, pensar, to think or plan. Once again, has an asterisk by it. I will be explaining that later. So those are AR verbs. Let's go over here to the yo form and go ahead and start filling in our chart. So the E in cerrar, so let's just type in our infinitive there. I realize that's not the conjugation, that's not what goes there. We're going to do two things. We are going to first stem change our E. It becomes an IE. We are going to chop off our AR. We're going to add our yo ending for an AR verb. You already know that's O. So yo cierro. To form. Stem change. Oops, not cierra. Yep, cierras. Down here, stem change. Cierra. We are now outside of the shoe, so no stem change. Leave the stem as it is, but add the nosotros ending. Cerramos. Same thing down here. Ceráis. No stem change. But we're back inside our shoe. Cierran. Right. So that's an AR verb. Here we go. Whoops, I'm going to slide back down here. So a couple things. Empezar had a little asterisk by it. Empezar does usually talk about beginning something else. So I'm going to begin to start or begin to do my homework, or I'm going to begin to start the test. I'm going to begin to head over to my friend's house. If a verb follows it, if you're going to begin to do something else, you just have to use the preposition a to connect it, right? So that's a little thing there. You're going to use the preposition a if an infinitive follows, okay? If a infinitive comes after, you got to make the preposition a. Pensar also had an asterisk because it means some different things depending on the preposition that follows it. So here is how it changes. Pensar de means to think, all right? To think, but in this case, it's to think of, aka, what's your opinion? Okay. So, ¿qué piensas de la película? What do you think of the movie? ¿Por qué piensas de el examen? What do you think of, sorry, de el, did you hear me say that? Del. ¿Qué piensas del examen? What do you think of the test? So it's giving your opinion on something. Pensar en is, oops, make that red to make it stand out. To think of or about, depends on how you translate it, okay? But this is used in the context of mentally pondering something, okay? Yo pienso en mi familia cada día. I think about my family every day. Or yo pienso en mis amigos. I think about my friends. Or your mom telling you, piensa en tu hermana. Think about your sister. So it's putting that person or that thing mentally in your brain rather than expressing an opinion for it. Pensar que, however, is about opinions. Okay? you think that. And this is more about expressing an opinion. Okay? Yo pienso que el examen fue muy fácil. I think the test was really easy. Or yo pienso que mi amigo es muy gracioso. I think that my friend is really, really funny. Right. Last but not least, whoops, right here, whoops, sliding all over the place. Pensar plus infinitive. This is, whoops, to plan. And when it's followed by an infinitive, to plan, to do something else. So I plan to go over to my friend's house. Yo pienso que ir a la casa de mi amigo. Or I plan to study later on. Yo pienso estudiar. That's what you plan to do. So those are all your AR verbs. We are going to hope when I slide this up that my charts didn't get all messed up like they have the last 2 times I tried to make this video. Hey, they look the same. This is phenomenal. I don't know what was going on, but now we know. All right, so let's go over here to our ER verbs. ER verbs. Start with the first one, encender, which is to light or turn on. It's not going to fit, is it? Silly me. I'm going to make this a little smaller so it fits. Because I don't want to change my box size, because that would be a pain. I have this giant T. I like it. I kind of like it. There we go. All right. Next one. Querer. All right. Querer is to want. Or can also be used as to love. Okay. And that more kind of friendly, familial type love. Okay. You say, quiero a mis primos. I love my cousins. So it's kind of like that friendly kind of love, right? As opposed to a more deeply romantic love. That's another verb. Let's go over here to our ER verbs. Now notice, encender is like empezar. It has 2 E's in the stem. There are 3 E's in the verb, but it's 2 E's in the stem. So you would only you would only stem change the second verb. We're going to use encender as our example. Querer does not have 2 E's in the stem. It only has 1. People get mixed up by this because they see that second E and go, oh, I stem change the second one. No, you don't. This E is not part of the stem. This E is part of the stem, and these are stem changing verbs. So the stem only changes. But let's do encender because I want you to see how a double E verb works. Here we go. So the verb is encender. I'm just typing the infinitive for a reason. It's always the second E. That's the one. You were going to chop off your ER ending and add the ER yo ending, which is also like the ARs. Oh, enciendo. Down here, change the second E. Enciendes. It's an ER verb, not enciendas. Enciendes. Enciende. And whoops. Sendemos, because we are not going to stem change outside the shoe. Encendes. There should be a D in that word. Boom. And we are back in the shoe, so we are going to stem change. Encienden. There it is. All right. Last group. Nothing really special about these. Last group, let's talk about the IR verbs. Over here on the right-hand side, we've got the verb preferir. We're going to make this green so everything matches. Preferir, whoops, to prefer, which is pretty straightforward. If you notice, preferir, like empezar, like encender, also is a double E in the stem. So it's always the second. Okay. Sentir, you've actually seen before, although you didn't realize it. To feel or regret. Okay, you've learned the expression lo siento. Okay, we translate it as I'm sorry. It literally means I regret it. Okay. Let's go ahead into the box and let's conjugate that verb. Let's use preferir. We'll use another one of those double ones. That might be helpful for you to see that again. So preferir is the verb, just to show you what it looks like to start. Second E changes to an IE. I realized I could just add the I. I like the idea of sticking with the whole change it from this to this rather than just add something in. It'll help with stuff later. Change the IR to the yo ending, which is also O. Prefiero, which you've seen before. Prefiero, What is this new ending? Ace for an IR verb. Prefiere. We are outside of the stem. So outside of the stem, outside of the shoe. It is an IR verb ending, and IR verb endings and ERs are the same, except for nosotros and vosotros. Preferimos. So it's helpful that it's the same two places where you're not going to stem change the verb. Preferís. No stem change. Back inside the shoe. Prefieren. All right, let's do a whole bunch of examples here. Here we go. We're going to give the correct forms. Why I have a random letter F there, I will never know. Here we are. So let's talk about pensar. So pensar, you're going to stem change. Pien. The yo form ending. Pienso. There it is. Now ellos preferir or preferir. Prefiere. What's the ending for ellos? En. Notice my colors are changing because I want you to focus on the fact that you've got AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs mixed all together. Querer is an ER verb. You're going to focus on the stem change first. Quiere, add the ending. Hemos, right? Wrong, because it's nosotros. So you don't stem change. I tricked you. See? All right. Ustedes sentir. Focus on the stem change. Cien. What's the ending? 10 for ustedes. Tú and encender. 2 E's in the stem. Stem change the second. So encien is an ER verb. Think about your ending. Des. Enciendes. Marcos, he's going to close something. Cerrar. E to IE. Cier. It's an AR verb. So what's the ending? A. Cierra. I got yo. I got empezar. Stem change. Empiece. What's my ending for yo? O. All right, let's go over here. Also doing empezar again. We like that verb. Ready to get the stem change going? No stem change. It's vosotros. So leave it alone. Empezáis. Vosotros. Empezáis. All right, down here, I got yo encerrar. Also an AR verb. Cierro. Paco y Susi is the same as ellos. Ellos ending. Think about it. Also stem change. Encienden. I got tú. I got sentir. Here we go. Sientes. I got vosotros. I got querer. We're going to stem change. No, we're not. It's vosotros. Don't stem change. Queréis. Anita is going to prefer 2 E's in the stem. Always stem change the second. Prefiere. Last but not least, Ana y yo empezar. Double E in the stem, so you stem change the second. But do you? You don't, because Ana y yo is nosotros. So you do not stem change. Empezamos. I can't trick you. All right. This is the end of this part of the video. There's a second video that goes with the second part of your notes because we've got a lot of translations we want to practice, and it's not all going to fit in it. But this gets you started on how to deal with the different kinds of stem changing verbs, all the different forms we have, AR, ER, and IR verbs. There's another video coming. I will see you in clase. Adios.